Chapter 2. I love to tell the history because the history is exciting. From the time I was in that little house on the corner of Bryant, with the doors wide open and the kids coming in, leaving their shoes on the porch and coming in, going right to the bathroom to wash their hands, putting on their aprons, and I only allowed 3 at a time. The rest would have to wait. But the yellow bowl got out. They knew exactly what bowl we used. And that wooden spoon, it held up through all those years of beating. My goodness, they were hard on that. Yeah. But oh, they loved it. That's how we got started. And it was a matter of them seeing the product before they made it and getting hungrier by the minute and knowing that I was going to send all these bags home with them. And maybe I'd keep 1 bag for the kids over at the daycare that I was telling stories with. But the kids that baked them had to take them home. Oh, how excited they were. And you know, I guess when we first got started, I didn't know it was going to expand. There's a little kid, he wondered if he could start selling and maybe make some money. And I thought, do we want to sell our cookies? Up to then, we ate them all. So I found a cardboard box and I put a rope around his neck with the box. And 4 bags of cookies. I think there were 7 in a bag.
7 for $1.
7 for $1. And send them out. And they could go to the corners. And oh my, they sold so fast. Because actually those cookies were warm. And one kid came back to me and he says, they don't want these because they aren't warm. I'm never going to keep up with that. You can't have warm cookies all the time. So the kid takes his bag out. And he came back and he says, I can't sell these, there's not enough in here. It was a hot July day. He had sweat on his mustache here, covered with cookie crumbs. In this bag to sell. Oh, I remember a lot of them. And of course, once you get kids that love what they're doing, they always want to come back. And my kids were growing fast. My goodness, their feet were big. I had to leave the shoes out there, but these feet under the kitchen table. 3 big high school boys at one time, standing around your little kitchen table, eating these cookies. I'll tell you, they got beat. And the feet under the table is what I remember. We were always wondering if we were going to step on each other's toes. But it was so much fun. And they kept coming back and I said, you know, we're going to have to do something more than bake cookies in my house. Because we really don't need this many cookies all the time. There's got to be something. So I dropped everything, left the house, went walking down Broadway, and found this building. And I ran home, and I called the board. And I think they were a little surprised. And they said, oh, sure. Well, when your board says sure, what does that mean? Maybe we could even buy it. They did. They decided that they would get this building and we could have a bakery forever. So we were blessed. We really were blessed. And then we were advertising and people were coming and feeling like this is really going to be something. And volunteers all over the place, not only to paint and clean and do everything that needed to be done, but also volunteers to come and help with the cookies. And it's been that way ever since. And it just keeps going on and on. And now I sit in a different place and all I have to do is say, thank you, Lord. You're just keeping this place going. It's wonderful how it just keeps going on and on. And so I thank you again for the second chapter.
Miracle.
Sister Francis just said I should tell you, and I should tell you, how we got our first equipment. Mr. McGlynn, who owned other bakeries, was closing a bakery, and he didn't know what to do with the equipment. And it happened at the same time that we were thinking of opening a bakery, and we needed equipment. Well, I called him. And he had his service then bring it right over. And it was everything we needed.
Wow.
And it was just so wonderful. I guess my heart is filled with gratitude yet for what happened there. The Lord was blessing.
No more wooden spoons.
That's right.